Well, the fear is when you have so many people, all over the world who went to school and drank this Kool-Aid. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay taxes, save money, buy a house because your house is an asset, get out of debt and put your money in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Worst financial advice possible. But that Kool-Aid is swinging around all of our heads who went to school. And so the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that was a song of my poor dad. My poor dad was a PhD. Go to school, get a job, work hard, get good grades, work hard, save money, uh, get out of debt, buy a house, get out of all that money. I mean, pay your taxes, save money, buy a house, and then invest in the stock market. I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, the Fed, this guy Powell just announced yesterday, he's going to raise interest rates again. So what that's going to do is Andy Schectman says this is called the 3 times crash. All paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs crash. Real estate's going to crash. And this is going to crash, the US dollar. I'm a freaking gold and silver bug, as you know, and not ETFs. I am hard assets. So everything is coming down. I hate to be Chicken Little and bearer of bad news, but that's why on my tweet, I was begging people, especially your generation, you got to change your thinking. Get rid of that mantra, go to school, get a job, work hard. Buy stocks and bonds, save cash. 3 times, Andy Schectman, the smartest guy I know, a 3 times crash is coming. First of all paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Second, real estate. Third, and I've always said cash is trash. I hope I'm wrong. Our debt to GDP, in 2008 wasn't that bad. But then after when it crashed, then Bernanke started printing, they call it quantitative easing. It's printing money. And so that's why in 2013, I wrote the book, Rich Dad's Prophecy, to warn people that the crash was going to get bigger. In 2013, I wrote that book, and it's going to get bigger because the debt to GDP, David, as most people know, is 130 debt to GDP. It's the biggest in world history. Our debt is through the roof, and Powell is raising interest rates, which makes that debt more expensive. When Biden took office, his first act was to cut off the Keystone XL pipeline, again, running from Alberta to America. I was selling oil down that day for $30 a barrel on the spot exchange, as you know. That day went to $130 a barrel. When that happened, I knew what Biden was up to, or the communists are up to. They're crushing the poor and middle class. So this is the irony of it, David. Guys like me get richer. So, you sell oil from $30, also getting 130. I almost voted for Biden after that one. The second move he did was he took us out of Afghanistan. He left troops behind. That's criminal. What he did, I mean, every veteran should be up in arms against. I'm a United Asian, but I fought for America. My uncles fought for our America. When he took us off Afghanistan, I went, holy mackerel. And that day, Saudi Arabia negotiated with Russia. Okay, so that started to happen. So he was cutting first oil, and then Saudi Arabia betrayed. So when Biden went to Saudi Arabia, they laughed at him because here's this guy purporting Green New Deal, Biden, and why would the Saudis like him? And so when Xi, Premier Xi from China was there, they gave Xi, the welcome like he was Saddam Hussein coming back again, or Karl Marx coming back again. I mean, the Saudis love China because Saudi Arabia, just a couple of weeks ago, Saudi Arabia agreed that they would pay China in renminbi, not the dollar. Because, the dollar, as most people know, was 1974. When Nixon came to office, he took the dollar off the gold standard in 71. And he sent Kissinger to Saudi Arabia, and the US dollar in 74 became the petrodollar. So in 74, the dollar was no longer backed by gold, it was backed by oil. They're going to send all those dollars back to America. In 71, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. 74, Kissinger put the dollar back by oil. So all of these guys hold dollars because oil-backed dollar was valuable. So now it's no longer gold, no longer is oil. What is a dollar? This is trash. And you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it says cash is trash, savers are losers. I could see all this coming. So what's happened this year, David? This year, as we talk, those dollars are trash. And people are saying, oh, go to school, save money. You got to be nuts. You got to be really ignorant not to do. I just say buy a silver eagle, U.S. eagle, or Canadians. Canadians have great silver coins. Buy silver because it's only about $30 an ounce right now. It's cheap. If, as Andy Schectman says, that the repo markets went to reverse repo. In other words, they won't give out loans anymore. There'll be runs on the bank. There'll be bail-ins, not bailouts, and the whole economy crashes. If and only if they don't, if the bonds that all the banks are holding go upside down. And so that's what happens when Powell raised interest rates. Those bonds are holding got toasted. That's my concern, David. It's just basic finance. You know, if you have a bond at 5%, but suddenly bonds are now 10%, your 5% bonds are not worth anything.